are going to ask that your computers are at a 45-degree angle, please. And we're going to take 3 calming breaths before we start. That way we can refocus ourselves. Alright? I will do the twist. Did I do the twist last time with you guys?
The pencil thing?
Yeah, so we'll do the twist. Okay, ready? Alright, thank you guys for coming. I'm so happy to see all of you guys' faces. I'm so happy to see all of you guys' beautiful eyes up here. Today we are talking about behavior modification. So the first thing we're going to talk about is how to set up a behavior modification plan. So step 1 is pretty simple. You have to know your student. So you're going to have to know what they're going to respond to. And for example, they will deal better with positive reinforcements like praise or negative reinforcements like constant reminders to do something like nagging. So you have to know what they're going to respond to or else the plan won't work properly. And sometimes it's best to get the parents or guardians included in this discussion because they will be the people who know the students the best. And so step number 2 is determine the behavior you wish to modify. Make sure to write everything down. You want to make sure that you are clear and specific with what you want to change and you're not just throwing extra things in that you dislike about the student. So you don't want to go off topic because then it will be unclear to the student what they are doing wrong. You have to be clear and specific. Also make sure that it is something that can be measured or else you won't know if it's getting any better or not. So step number 3 is to go over the plan with your student. Explain to them what the plan means for their future in the classroom, let them ask any questions that they have about it, and when there seems to be an all-around understanding, have them sign it. And so having them sign it is one of the most important things because then you have it on paper that they agreed to this. So anytime that they're going off of it, you go over it again with them and explain what they agreed to. That way it's always there, it's always on paper. And step number 4 is to be consistent. If you are not consistent with the plan, then the student won't be consistent with their behavior. Once you are inconsistent with the plan, the student will not see the importance and forget that it ever existed. Most students with behavior problems are the ones that need structure and consistency when they come into the classroom. So it's important that you're also consistent like what they need. And step number 5 is to adjust it over time. So make sure that the rewards, reinforcements, consequences are working. If not, adjust your plan to get the desired behavior. If the plan did work, maybe figure out a way to slowly take the child off of it or adapt it to a different behavior problem that they may be having. Because if you keep on doing the same thing, then it's not going to keep working. And then examples of strategies to use are attention, praise, rewards, and consequences.
Okay, and then I'm going to be going over positive and negative consequences. So positive and negative consequences, once we're teachers, we have developed our rules and procedures, which is also an assignment that we just did for our PowerPoint. We must take action to either recognize or correct student behavior. Such actions are referred to as the consequences. Effective consequences preserve the student's dignity and increase his or her motivation to behave appropriately. Like rules, they should be age appropriate. So positive consequences are often referred to as reinforcement and a means by which teachers can increase the probability that behavior will occur in the future. Teachers can use positive consequences to recognize students who follow classroom rules and procedures and reinforce desired behavior. Although the ultimate goal is for students to regulate their own behavior by responding to intrinsic motivators, at first teachers might need to deliver more concrete reinforcements to encourage appropriate behavior. Negative consequences by which the teacher can decrease the probability that a behavior will occur in the future. Teachers can use negative consequences to reduce instances of non-compliance. When they develop their classroom behavior management plans, teachers should create a negative consequence hierarchy that ranges from the least intrusive to the most intrusive consequence. When a student engages in inappropriate behavior, the teacher should begin by